Hello everybody and welcome back to the best reactions. Today it's the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix episode. And Imola, I was not familiar with your game. Goodness gracious me. I was convinced, Tommy was convinced, you at home were probably convinced we were going to basically get an appetizer for Monaco next week. However, Monaco we can get excited about because of the two-stop mandatory strategy that's coming up. But anyway, Imola, you delivered. Your memes delivered. Let's get into it. In P10, we have Ahmed Faisal EEE, Ferrari double Q2 knockout. Oh, and then we roll out the Fred, the car's potential. The car's potential. The thing is, right, I actually kind of believe it after today. Yesterday. It all kind of rolls into one. The race weekend. Of course, quali was a disaster. And this is where we need to get higher up the grid, especially in a qualifying championship. However, the race pace, didn't mind it at all around Imola. There was a few upgrades that they brought to the rear of the car this weekend. So, you know what, Fred? If you roll out that quote a few more times over the next few race weekends, firstly, obviously, it means we've probably not delivered to the potential we actually have. But, hey, I believe in Fred for a while longer. P9, Mjedel Hayden, Max overtake Oscar at turn 3. And I think that is a facial expression that we all sort of gave. I don't think anyone could believe it. I've seen reactions across social media. It was still, even today, I have not been able to fully comprehend that he pulled that off. Some people will never be happy, and you see them going, oh, well, Oscar should have done better. He should have braked later. As they all say from the comfort of their own sofa, that Oscar bottled it. Did he, though? Or did Max pull off a pretty much risk it for the chocolate biscuit move, which caused us to make that exact facial expression? P8, Delboy JH. Max Verstappen nursing those mediums for 29 laps, then getting a yellow flag. Well, in fact, a virtual safety car, wasn't it, which gave him a pit stop. I won't have people saying that Max gained so much from that pit stop. Yes, he did gain. He didn't gain a position. He was still leading the race and would have led the race had the VSC not even come out because Oscar's early stop screwed him. But yeah, he was just chilling out there using the clean air, which I'm very surprised McLaren didn't get on the old phone to Oscar and say, clean air's pretty good, But hey-ho, Max, his genius was frightening. Right, we're away from the hashtag P1 and over to something that I found funny on social media. It comes in from ESPN F1. A promise is a promise. The resemblance is uncanny. So this... So someone, AJ, promised that they would make a life-size replica out of Oscar Piastri made of pizza. And they've done a very good job, it has to be said. There's a lack of pineapple. I know. I'm a Ferrari fan and I'm a Leclerc fan and I like pineapple on pizza. However, a lot of olives by the looks of things, which I don't mind either. But yeah, I think it looks brilliant, to be honest with you. The amount of time that must have taken. So fair play, AJ. You've done a phenomenal job. I hope that Oscar... I haven't seen if Oscar's actually seen this or not. I really hope he has, because that's brilliant. That's the sort of stuff I love to see. The fan effort that goes into some of these things. P7, Mr. Bear 15. Me watching the battles on the final few laps be like. This is something we didn't expect to have either. Imola, we were like, oh, are we even going to get one battle? Thank you, Headwind into turn 1 for giving us some action. But yeah, we didn't know where to look. Norris versus Piastri, Norris on fresher tyres, but also Hamilton versus Russell as well. We were spoilt. Anyone that doesn't think Imola was a decent race, or a very good race, I don't think you will ever be happy, honestly. P6, Morgana Megs. He looked so bored. The meme template has come out now, a new one for Oscar Piastri in the cool-down room, just on his own. No idea where Lando or Max were. They were just getting caught up in other things. And Oscar was just sat back, probably thinking, why on earth did I pit so early? In his own thoughts, I imagine. But yes, a new template has been born. Honourable mentions! First up, Sarang SG1 live scenes at Alonso's Aston Martin. There was a bizarre bit of commentary from David Coulthard as well, if you haven't seen it. Something about one of the breaks, and he was saying, "Oh, I'm hot," and then, "Oh, don't forget about me." You'll have to listen to it, but it's over on F1 TV. And to be fair, I love the commentary over on F1 TV. DC had a few unhinged moments. The other one saying about how Lando smelt. But anyway, that was a live representation of Alonso's car. Next up, beat up car. Yuki on track today, and I absolutely love the Space Jam reference here. Yuki was told, defend Ramoska Piastri, and then it was essentially no defence offered. Hard to. I think Yuki obviously was struggling for a bit of pace in comparison to Max, but yeah, couldn't keep Oscar at bay. At _SE68, another reference I really enjoy. Someone has definitely seen the Dragon Ball Z t-shirt I was wearing the other day, because boom, Dragon Ball Z gif, and if you've ever watched this show, my God, it just pumps you up. I mean, obviously I watched it as a kid, but just the nostalgia runs through my veins. Anyway, yes, Verstappen was indeed a Super Saiyan, and I just wanted to include it because Dragon Ball Z. At Blueshay3, footage of Tommy after Alonso misses out on points by half a second after starting fifth. Look, Tommy has so much fun with my pain and misery and despair. It's time, because Tommy has an array of favourite drivers. He has Verstappen, Tsunoda, Alonso. He just, the list goes on. He just loves a bit of most drivers. So, of course he's going to have a lot of happiness, especially when he backs Max Verstappen. But yes, you gotta take the mickey where you can. And I'm doing it right now. At F1 Friends 2023, lap 1 of Imola, Max George. Hey, Piastri, you want to defend? Look, again, I'm going back to the fact of I am not being harsh on Oscar. He braked maybe 20 metres too early, and Max pulled off a generational move, as we like to coin most things. But it was still a phenomenal move, and I will not hear anything else other than the fact Max did a brilliant job on lap 1. Heavy car as well. I just hit my mic, so I'm getting emotional. I'm getting passionate. Heavy car, lap 1, full of fuel, tyres cold. To pull that move off, simply lovely. UT_Aaron, was it just me or did the papaya look a little red today? Look, I don't think, as much as the meme's good, I don't think they should have swapped positions. If McLaren were in any way, shape or form going to be challenged for the constructors, perhaps there's a conversation there, but they are so clear. Red Bull have one driver and there are no other teams that are able to beat McLaren, really. So yeah, I'm glad that they let them race, because I think even Andrea Stella said that it had to shake itself out the way it did anyway. Lando with fresh tyres, they just let them race, and it was close. But I'm glad they did it that way, because Oscar's never going to get out of the way. He's leading the World Championship, and his nearest competitor is his teammate. At V2 Rocket 89, Max Verstappen versus Franz Hermann. The Franz Hermann meme has been incredibly popular over the last week, but I do like this side-by-side graphic. Of course, Franz Hermann, the first rookie to win in over 40 years. So we're witnessing history right now. Okay, it's controversial opinion time, which means Tom Bellingham's here. Woo!
Hello.
How are you doing, Tommy? You ready to pop off about this one?
Oh, I absolutely am, because we were reading through them and my eyes lit up when I saw this one.
Okay, so the controversial opinion is Verstappen's overtake at the start is overrated, as Piastri made it very easy for him by defending poorly. Look, Max is your guy. I think people know where I stand. Go on, Tommy. Let him cook.
Well, we already heard your opinion on it from the live video, didn't we? I think you just need to appreciate when someone does something good rather than just being an absolute negative on everything and try and look for all this kind of negativity.
You were going to say a naughty word.
No, I wasn't. I genuinely was going to say negative. But look, at the end of the day, you could go back through history and look at so many overtakes, and imagine if social media has existed during Häkkönen's amazing overtake on Schumacher at Spa, and you'd have people going, well, technically the McLaren has more top speed, and it's not actually that impressive. And this just happens throughout all of history. Yes, Piastri broke early, but no other driver, and I will die on this hill, would have even attempted what Max did. No other driver goes for it. So you have to applaud that he went for that move. Yes, Piastri did brake early, and too early, but just because he thought he wouldn't go for it. Because I don't think any other driver on the grid would have. And you just have to applaud when someone does something brilliant.
Yeah, you absolutely do. I think we saw in the social clip when we were reacting to it just how amazed we were, and you just got to enjoy these things, right? I did see a really interesting comment on our podcast, which I'm going to read out now, around how, and I think I said this at the time in our podcast as well, about it was on the edge, it was marginal, it could have easily been something that didn't pull off, but it did, and we have to applaud the fact that he did pull off an incredible move. Shambly1 says, people will vilify Max for certain moves, but then praise him for moves like today. At the speeds they're going and the fractions of an inch they are working with, the difference between the two are minute. A penalty and the greatest move you've ever seen is an extremely thin line, and we wouldn't see great moves like today if Max wasn't willing to take the chances he does. Sometimes you have to crack a couple of eggs to make an omelette. There you go.
Interesting. Yeah, because I also heard a lot of people mention that essentially it's like a Saudi repeat, but actually had the space to go into, not far off. So yeah, it's interesting how it plays out, and those fine margins between, you know, if he's literally like 5 centimeters to the left, he's taken his left front tyre off and taking Piastri out of the race as well.
And then we're going, that was a desperate move.
Yeah, what was he doing?
But he pulled it off.
He did.
And we have to commend that. So well done, Max. We enjoyed it. I'm still enjoying it. And I'll probably enjoy it by the end of the season as well. So yeah, and Tommy will as well. I'm sounding like the Max fan. Anyway, bye, Tommy.
Goodbye.
P5 at Lars KW. 2026 car. Let me in. Alonso was fuming on Sunday. Absolutely fuming during the race. I don't know if you've seen the clip, but he, I think, failed to get through on Tsunoda. Perhaps it was on the last lap. I'm not sure exactly which lap it was. But both hands slamming on the steering wheel mid-lap, right? He hadn't finished the race at this point. Smashing the steering wheel. He was getting very frustrated. I can imagine. He's still not scored a point in this 2025 campaign. His teammate has. And he deserved points. But the Aston Martin on hard tyres was absolutely horrible. Right, we got another funny thing to share, and I have to include this. Max Verstappen, he is the most silent man on Twitter you will ever see. Doesn't reply to anything, especially negativity. But wait, Maro Engel tweets about the fact that this whole Franz Hermann GT3 debacle, you know, of course, Max going over and racing around the Nordschleife, doing a test day, track day, whatever you want to call it. And Maro Engel, who is a Mercedes driver in that category, I believe, he essentially questioned Max's very fast lap times, saying that it wasn't the same spec as what everyone else is running. Max comes in, clap back, false. Don't spread things when you don't know how the car was set up and our engine settings. Why would I join an LNS track day with the wrong BOP? Have a good one tomorrow. Felt like the sarcasm on that end, that last line, and then Maro even replied saying thanks and same to you. I'm not convinced it was the most pleasant exchange, especially from Max's side. But yes, just want to include that. And then we've seen other drivers piping up saying that they were behind Max and they saw that he was quicker in a straight line and this, that, and the other. It all gets very competitive, doesn't it? It was a track day. Relax, guys. P4, just missing out on the podium, Akash Parala. This one took me a moment. Leclerc had ant hamburgers. I think we included one a few races ago. How much further can we go with this? Can we make an entire sentence out of the whole grid? Because that's... it's so silly, but I love it. P3, Bigger Leand 22974. FIA goals. I'm enjoying the facial expression from Charles Leclerc here. Well, I'm not at all, actually, because it means things are going badly. And he just didn't get any luck, did he? In the race? Not whatsoever, really. And he was cooking. Was potentially on for a podium. Alas, we will have to settle for P6. And yeah, that's great, isn't it? P2 and just missing out on a hashtag P1 win and winning some merch from our wonderful store is 97 Cerberus. MBS as soon as the race ends. Oh, I love it. It's great. This is a beautiful depiction. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where F1 drivers are. It could be an off weekend. You just be in the background whilst you're doing your weekly shop. You just know. He just lingers around. Just stop. So cringe. No one likes it. Why do you have to be this all-important figure signing sprint medal trophy, sprint medal things, medals, you know what I'm saying. Why? Why does it have to be all about you? No one cares. Right, before we get into the hashtag P1 victory for a certain person out there, I needed to include this. Because, of course, this was around the Yuki Tsunoda crash, which thankfully he walked away unscathed. But the way this tweet was written, beautiful. F1 drivers are built different. What do you mean he got out of the car and walked away by himself after a massive crash, while football players stay on the ground for 10 minutes after a Bluetooth tackle? I mean, it makes absolutely no sense, but it makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like a Bluetooth tackle. There you go. Enjoy. And the winner of the best reactions for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix is Lord Franklin 26. Just so good. What do you mean Perez was on track, potentially impeding Norris? What do you mean? And then why is McLaren the entirety of the Formula 2 grid? What is going on here? But to be fair, the F1 direction wasn't too bad. There were moments where myself and Tommy on the watch-along were screaming for different angles because they were focusing on one thing. But that, just brilliant. Well done, Dan Franklin. I'll be in touch and you will get some P1 merch. Right, that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in to the best reactions for Imola. It's race week again already. We got Monaco coming up. We got a 2-stop mandatory coming along, which means hopefully we'll have some strategy and it will make it a little bit more interesting come Sunday. I mean, qualifying will be a banger. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind about that. Thank you, everybody, for getting involved. This series would not exist without you. Hashtag P1 if you want to get involved for Monaco, and we'll see you very soon. Lots of love. Bye.